Hi and welcome back to this video series. We're talking about how to secure the Amazon root account, and the idea is to eliminate the poor practice of sharing that account, adding additional controls like multi-factor authentication, limiting access from the local network, being able to attest who has access to what, and adding any additional advanced controls. In order for you to follow along, please make sure that you're reading the blog as well. So what do we have here? We have an Active Directory environment, a lot of virtual machines here, and a Centrify identity service tenant. My goal is first and foremost for those people who are permanently users of that account is that they need to belong to a group in AD. And I have Diana already in a group already created. The rest of the people will have to request access, and they're going to get access only through workflow and approvals. And in this video, we're going to focus on setting up the role and the application. So first, everything starts with a role with CIS. We need to make sure that there's a role, and in this case, I'm going to call it AWS-Root-App. And in terms of members, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to piggyback on my AD group, and I'm going to add my AWS Active Directory group. There you go. So with that in mind, now I'm ready to set up the app. In Cloud Manager, I'm going to switch to Apps. I can click on Add Web Apps, and I'm going to add from the catalog the AWS user password template. This template leverages the Centrify browser plugin to inject the credentials in order for somebody to not to have to know the password, but because they don't know the password, they cannot change it. You can also add additional controls, like the app should only be launched from internal network or add multi-factor. So here I'm just gonna rename this app as root, right? And let me just close that out. And I'm gonna go ahead and in the user access tab, I'm going to check a role that should be allowed to see that app. Not policy and other stuff we're going to deal with later. But in the account mapping, this is where I will add the shared account that I'm dealing with here. So I have a dummy account. And let me just go ahead to my password here. So I should be able to generate a strong password. So I have it here. So I'm going to go ahead and save this template. In order for me to test it, it's very simple. I already know that Diana, by way of belonging to this group, she should get the app automatically, right? Because we nested the group inside the role in CIS, right? So if I open the user portal, my expectation is that, there you go, that she gets the app. So this is the app. Notice that it has this little icon in here. That means that it's a shared account that is being used, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and click on it just to verify that it works. All right, so I made a mistake. Let's see. Probably the password. Let me just see. Let's see. Maybe typing it. I'm going to go ahead and save it. Let's close that. Do a reload. And this is good because if you mistype the password, you know what's going to happen? It's not going to work, right? So we're going to retry this. And as you can see, the accounts were injected, and as you can see, you know, dummy information and everything. So some people may know what this number is if you follow the 80s music. But anyway, the key here is that now, you know, the root account of AWS is actually being protected. Nobody knows the password. Nobody, people can use it. And the idea here is that, you know, we eliminate the poor practice of sharing accounts, which is the root of a lot of problems in organizations. So in the next video, we're going to talk about how we can add additional controls like maybe multi-factor authentication. So stay tuned.